All right, let's dive into this. I've been seeing some truly wild stuff lately, and I want to get your thoughts on it.
No way. Is this actually happening?
You have to see this for yourself. Drop a woke in the comments if you see this, and let's get into it.
Across the world and cities in Europe, Asia and the Americas, a noticeable pattern repeats itself. I mean those buildings with windows below street level, with doors that open directly into earth, entire floors buried underground, yet clearly designed to be above it. Some believe this points to a global catastrophe that didn't just cover buildings in mud, but may have erased an entire civilization, the very civilization that originally built these structures. Intrigued? This civilization was known as Tartaria, which you can actually find in a lot of maps before around 1800s. Even more curious, the architectural styles that have remained from those years today, massive stone buildings, intricate designs, sometimes seem far too advanced for the time periods they're assigned to. Some suggest that this catastrophe wasn't so ancient at all and aligns with the period when the Tartarian Empire started disappearing from maps and books. And it's not just the buildings. Strange soil layers, sudden deposits of mud and sand, and buried infrastructure show up across continents in ways that natural geology struggles to explain. In city after city, from St. Petersburg to Paris and New York, older buildings and excavations reveal a hidden layer of truth. Entire floors being found beneath the street-level surface. Symmetrical facades, almost as if the real ground floor is now buried. Basement entrances that clearly used to be street level before. The curious part is that despite this clear evidence, there are often no records explaining why or how the land around us rose so dramatically. But if you dig, literally and historically, you'll find countless cases of urban excavations. There are stories of cities built atop other cities, and timelines that just don't quite line up. Now, before we get to some mud flood photographs from the past, I want to show you some modern-day clues hiding in plain sight. These are just random photos from Google Street View. Ordinary streets in ordinary cities around the world. It's right there. Everywhere you look, especially in the older districts. Entire streets where windows are bricked up underground. Staircases descend unnaturally below today's sidewalks, and oddly placed vents hint at hidden levels no longer accessible. Ground floors that seem too low or too deep. Is there any rational explanation as to why we would intentionally build like this? And if you have a theory, drop it in the comments below. But it feels like we've been walking on a layer of history, maybe even multiple layers. Interestingly, it appears that in some cities a better job was done hiding it, or perhaps they were less affected. Now, if we rewind further into photographs from after the 1800s and early 1900s, a new layer unfolds. Major cities were undergoing massive excavations. Entire blocks being cleared, mud being dug out from around buildings and streets. Often labelled as restorations, but what exactly were they uncovering? Why was so much effort spent digging out cities? Why were these events so common? And why is it barely mentioned in the history books? The mud flood theory challenges us to rethink what we know about time, civilization, and memory. Was there a global event that reshaped the surface of the Earth and erased part of our story? And what could have caused this event, whether natural, man-made, or a bit of both? These buried buildings may be clues. The mud flood is thought to have occurred sometime between the late 1700s and mid-1800s, possibly in waves. with signs pointing to major resets around 1812-1840, and even the mysterious orphan train era of the 1850s. Were these just coincidences, or clues of a forgotten catastrophe? A massive event hidden just beneath the surface of official history? And now that you've seen the evidence for yourself, does it seem compelling enough to you? If it does, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video.